We are back in the Stone Creek kitchen with Chef Christopher Nicosia, and I tell you, this is when you wish you had smell-o-vision. Sassi's they're lighting it up this morning. We're doing an authentic Italian dinner, meatballs and pasta and sauce, and it just smells so good. You were explaining
just
to me.
Just like Mama's house.
Yeah, this herb.
Yes, this is marjoram.
I don't have to give it to you. You know
yes,
what it smells like.
Oh, I know. This is my favorite culinary herb out there because it's just a little different from what everybody else is doing, and this is what is going to what makes my meatballs. One of the things that makes my meatballs different from everyone else's,
I love
that's
it.
how you personalize
and
them.
We did the sauce in the first round.
So here we have equal amounts of ground veal and ground pork, which is what we use at the restaurant, and here I have some milk. Or bread, excuse me,
right.
Our fresh focaccia soaking in milk, and we're going to soften it up. And this is what makes is what makes a good meatball. This will help soften it so they're not those really dense gut bombs. So when you when you use your fork, it doesn't shoot across the table onto your wife's lap, which has happened to me a couple of times.
And why do you use veal?
It's just it's a little. I mean, it's what we use down in southern Italy, really.
Right,
I mean,
right.
So
you're going back to your roots, and I love
absolutely.
it.
So we're going to put some of this bread. It's been soaked in milk and softened. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Just like the tomatoes, it likes to jump out.
No worries.
And then here I have some finely diced onions, about 1 medium onion, and some chopped garlic, just sweating away in olive oil. And I'm just going to deglaze with a little white wine.
Smells so good.
Absolutely. And we're going to add this to that mix.
Okay.
Now
and you really get your hands in there.
Let's backtrack because you asked about the veal. You could use turkey, you can use beef, use whatever you have. And a lot of people aren't really, they say, oh, I don't have veal at my grocery store. Well, a lot of times they're not looking for it.
Right.
And it actually is right there in front of you. Okay, now this is going to be a little warm.
Okay.
Ideally, you'd cool this first.
Okay.
But in the interest of time, we're going to keep rolling here.
Okay.
So there is our onions, garlic, sweated out in some, see?
That wine smells good.
We're going to go a little parsley. A little bit of red pepper flakes.
And it's funny, it was so cute. You were sharing with me about your aunt who used to make these big mammoth-sized meatballs.
They were about the size of grapefruits. and that's the other thing that really makes you help you personalize your meatballs, and getting the kids to sit there and roll them out too, and they know which ones are theirs because they know which side.
And meatballs really can be used in a lot of other dishes. I mean, if you really learn the craft of making a delicious meatball, we can really kind of bring it into other dishes as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
Or the big thing nowadays, sliders. Make meatball sliders, and this is, again, just like the tomato sauce. If you're going to make the meatballs, go all in. Make a great big batch of it so you can freeze some. We're going to add that beautiful fresh marjoram, and we're going to add some pecorino cheese.
Pecorino?
Grated pecorino and parm. I'm going to use a little both. The pecorino is a little sharper and saltier, whereas the parm is a little sweeter. But this is going to help season our meatball, and again, make it exactly our own, and then we'll season it with a little salt and pepper as well. Not a whole lot of salt because we have all of that great cheese in there already.
And it's wonderful.
And you just want to bring it all together.
This is a nice big portion here, so you can utilize this and freeze them as well.
And that's perfect. That's all it takes. Oh, you know what? We forgot the egg. Now there's debate on whether to add eggs or not. I was having this discussion with my friend Melissa, and she says, "Oh, I had an Italian friend tell me you never put eggs in meatballs. That's making hamburger." I said, "Well, I've never put eggs in my hamburger." So
there you go.
I guess it's all. This will kind of help hold it together a little bit. It does, have a little more. Gives it a different texture, but I like to do it because it holds it together.
I love that. I love that. I love that there's debate about stuff still.
Absolutely.
That means we're still inventing and changing.
Absolutely. And you see how nice and soft this is now, and that's what's going to make those meatballs nice and soft, as opposed to those lead-hard gut bombs. Then we use just use a scoop to make them even size at least, and then you can form your little balls.
My gloves are full enough. Sorry about that.
Oh, you must have taken one of the
that's
larger ones. Put these on a cooking sheet, a cookie sheet, roast it in the oven 400 degrees till they're nice and brown.
Okay.
And they're ready. Alternatively, what Grandma would do is brown them in a pan in olive oil on the stove.
Right.
But it's a lot easier, especially, nowadays.
Yes.
Make a bunch of them, get them ready, put them on a sheet pan, pop them in the oven.
I love that.
And then when they're done, we throw them in the sauce, let them simmer a little bit. Again?
I want you to come over here because we have some in the oven, don't we?
Yes, we do.
All right, come on over here. I want you can open it. Do the honors, my friend.
They're still working here, but
look at that.
We've got a few of them going in
you like that size? That's a good size.
I do. Well, because also they are going to shrink a little bit in the oven, because of all the fat in in the meatball. It is
Sure.
going to render out a little bit, but
That's a good size, and of course we
Absolutely.
can. We're just.
but you could make them. Actually, for our event tonight, we toyed with the idea of making 19 little meatballs per bowl. But that'd be
Yeah.
a little difficult to get 200
Absolutely,
dishes
so
out
then you'd have to
in a
go
timely
a little
manner.
smaller. Our sauce is still simmering, our meatballs are cooking. We have so much more to come with our traditional spaghetti dinner. Of course, you can go online as well if you would like to help the families of Yarnell. A big benefit tonight at SASSI. So, doesn't it smell great in here, Terry?
Yes, it certainly does, and I have a feeling the event is going to be sold out before the show's
they
over.
only have just a very small window left, about 30 minutes or hour, right?
Absolutely, but
Okay.
don't be discouraged if you can't make it. You can log on to sassi.biz, and you can. There's a link. You
Still
can still make a
donate.
donation
And that's
to
what we
the
love.
Yarnell
That's what we love. You
firefighters.
guys are doing great work there.